Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the late night talk. I was rushing through my material, so it took a bit of time to prepare. So good evening, thank you. Who's the one person that is watching now? Say hi to me. You're very fast. Okay. Okay. Let's wait for others to come in, shall we? Yes. Okay. Hello. Good evening, everybody. Yes, Fa. Good evening to you. Andy. Good evening to you. Yes. Okay. Max, good evening to you. Yes, good evening to you. Oh yeah, Andy, you click like first. Lionel, good evening to you. Okay, thanks, Andy. You click like first. Okay. Kasyong, good evening. Thanks for liking. Christy, good evening. Corinne, good evening. Tony, yes, thank you. Okay, family. Sai Tang, yes, hi. All that says good evening, thank you. I really appreciate. Just click a like, okay. Chiming, good evening. Roger, good evening. Billy, good evening. Joyce, Elena, Yun, good evening. Asting, good evening. Yes, thanks family for liking. Okay, Wayne, is it Wayne, thanks for liking. Edwin, thanks for liking. Eileen, thanks for liking too. Chailin, good evening to you. Yes, okay. Yeah. Chailin, you are the consistent name, and Xiu Qing and I think Angela, I always see you on both sides. Yeah. Rarely people are on both sides, okay. Yes, Everson, good evening. Ben, good evening to you too. Okay, Ben, you got a great name. That's the same name as my son. Okay, yes. Good evening, Larry. Larry, good evening to you. Okay. Thanks, Ronnie. Thanks for liking. Everybody come in, just remember, give a like, okay? Yes. Edison, good evening to you. Thank you. Thanks for liking as well. Okay. So it's good to be back in Singapore. Yep. And I can tell that Singapore is, after being away from Singapore a long time, Singapore is expensive. Yeah. Inflation is biting into Singapore. Okay. Yeah. Yep. So today, I noticed that Temasek has came out with a statement, explain that they have done due diligence on 9 months of due diligence on FTX, but still you cannot uncover a due diligence may not be able to uncover fraud. Yeah. So anyway, so what they're saying is that they're gonna hand it over to regulators. I think $200 million have been written off. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Okay, don't think that some people think, oh, 200 million subsidy to Temasek. No, it's not. If subsidy, you won't done 9 months of due diligence. Yeah, so it is a big number. Okay, even to Temasek. Yeah. Okay, so I think what they're saying is that I've done my job. Still, I cannot uncover if someone is determined to fraud you, then they'll do everything, right? So okay, so I can't decide whether they've done their job carefully enough. Obviously it's not, okay, but I think what they're saying is that we have done our best and still there's fraud. Okay, then they will review their processes and all this. I hope that such matters won't take place again. What they're saying also is that this is a space that we should participate in. I agree, okay, but not too sure whether enough job has been done to protect our Singaporeans' money from this kind of fraudsters. Yeah, so it's always painful to be frauded at a macro level of this, at a magnitude level of this. Yep. Okay. So today I want to talk about a very sensitive topic. Okay, a very sensitive topic about property prices. Remember I did a vote earlier this week, and I said that how many of you think that Singapore property prices will come down? Surprisingly, they are probably a ratio of 60-40. About 40 to 50% actually, 40% of people actually think that Singapore property prices will not come down. Okay, and I'm the camp that tend to believe that it will come down. Okay, but I recognize and respect people's view if they think that property prices will not come down. But let me today put some context on global trends. Okay, some global trends, and this come in the backdrop that yesterday the Federal Reserve just came out with a news on property prices. So before we start, let's remember give the video a like so that more people get a chance to view this. My hope is that I can reach out to a lot of potential property buyers and let them have an informed decision. Okay, so I really would encourage all of you to help me like so that the YouTube algorithm will go out and promote this video so that more people will get to watch this and they have an informed decision before. Oh yeah, okay. They have a informed decision before they make certain property decisions. Okay, so the like is very important. The second thing I want to alert everybody is there's a damn freaking scammer, asshole. Sorry I have to use such a word. Okay, there is a scammer. Hi Mike Chu, good to see you. Mike, are you my army buddy and reservist? Yeah, are you that Mike Chu? Sorry, there's probably a lot of Mike Chu around. Okay, if you are, I say hi to you. Okay, I mean I also say hi to you if you're not, but if you are, a long time no see. Okay, but let's go back. There's a property. There is a online scammer that spoof my Facebook page. Okay, no problem. Right, they spoof my Facebook page and sending out messages to a lot of our 1165 followers, telling them that I'm writing to you and to say hi, and I'm potentially presenting you some deals or some money making opportunities, whatever. This is not me. Number one, I have no freaking time to reach out to anybody individually. Number two, I don't do that. Okay. Number three, most of people write to me. I would try my best to respond, and even that, I don't even have time to respond to everybody. With my apologies. Okay. So please don't fall into scams out there. Okay. There are a lot of scammers. I'm surprised that a miserable, financial educator like me, miserable financial educator like me, who have nothing to sell, also people are spoofing me. Okay, yes, yeah. My real email address is luchengchuan@gmail.com. Don't be freaking conned by Mr. luchengchuan@gmail.com. Okay, these are scammers. Be really careful. I won't go out and offer you a good deal. No such thing. Okay. Yes. So really be very careful. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So any one of you got this approach by the scammer? So I want to make sure that you're alerted. Okay. All right. Okay. This problem I always have. Okay. Oh, really? In YouTube, ask me to WhatsApp you. Really? Okay. Please don't. I rarely will review my WhatsApp number. Okay. So please don't. Be careful. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's start with the talk, shall we? Today is a talk on property prices. They are crashing globally, and let me show you some statistics of it. Okay. So this is my 236 talk or 37 talk. I can't remember. So Angela, you are tracking my talk number. Don't know whether is it correct. No, help me track. Okay. So the Federal Reserve in Dallas have warned that U.S. housing prices could plunge by 20%. Now this is now an official government estimate. Okay, this is an official government estimate, and the U.S. house prices already coming down. What they're saying right now is it could plunge by 20%. Okay, by 20%. So it's please like this. So by plunge, this is now an official government estimate, which is quite important, right? They are warning people to be very careful, right? Okay, so housing prices have already slumped during the second half of 2022. Okay, and they could fall by fall as much as 20%, largely caused by the increase in mortgage rates. Thanks. Okay, so now just in case you think that this is just the Federal Reserve estimate, a Wall Street economist from Pantheon Macroeconomics is the chief economist there called Jens Shepperson, also came with a similar estimate. Okay, so now this comes in a backdrop why today the stock prices is potentially coming down as well. Is because the Federal Reserve Bullard, this gentleman is called Bullard. He's one of the Federal Reserve committee person. Okay, okay. Even dovish policy assumption requires further rate increase. So it's basically saying that please don't be naive. You know, limpe or limpe and limbus in limbus and limpes in Federal Reserve will continue to increase the interest rate, right? Nobody is living in the illusion that Federal Reserve is going to stop increasing interest rate. Now, what we think it will do is they will slow down the rate of increase and then eventually slow down even more, then taper off. But a lot of people are in the naive thinking that they will actually stop, right? So Federal Reserve, this representative actually came out and just say that, you know, don't freaking daydream, right? Don't daydream. It will not happen, okay? We will continue, even in the most dovish, that means in the most optimistic assumption now, we're still going to whack the inflation, okay, with high interest rate. So dream on, right? So let's see, okay, let's see, yeah. So since August, the housing price has begun to plunge, okay, plunge, and it's come down, you know, it's come down a lot, and the mortgage rate now has jumped from 3% to 7%, okay, in US right now. 7% is some incredibly high figures, you know. Yeah, 7% is some really some, you know, some crazy numbers in mortgage. Right now we have 4.5%. Already people 叫苦连天 already. All right. Have you seen your mortgage rates right now? You probably, for those who have taken bank mortgage rates, you've jumped from maybe 1 to 3 to 4%, right? So we'll talk about the Singapore one later. Okay, we can have a different view and we can agree to disagree. Yeah. Okay, there's no need to get emotion about it. The minute I talk about it, people come out and just say, you clown, you see me, straight away. I send them to the ban. Okay, I ban them straight away. Okay, we can agree, disagree, but it's no need to be rude. Yeah, okay. I have different opinion from people. I welcome different opinion, right? That's how we iron sharpen iron is good. Now, even in the most conservative estimate, okay, by KPMG, the US house prices will fall by 15%. It looks conservative. KPMG say that, right? So there's a lot of estimate right now that runs between 15 to 20%. For stocks to fall by 15-20% is really very big. For house prices to fall by 15-20% is Armageddon, you know. Yes, Fokten, good to see you. It's very, very big. You know, imagine some of your house prices fall by 15-20%. We are talking about a potential negative equity, you know. That means your house price may be worth nothing because you probably borrowed, let's say you bought a house at 900,000, it went up at 100,000 and you borrowed, let's say 80%, okay, so it's, let's say 800,000. If it fall by 20% means it's kosong in value, okay. Now that's in US, okay. Let's look at other countries, shall we? Some people say, yeah, Mr. Lu, you know, you're scaring the rest of people. What happened in US would not happen in Singapore, okay? But let's take a look at other countries first, shall we? Okay. So what about other countries? Let's take a look at other countries, okay. This is now UK. The UK finance minister, which is called the chancellor, just came out a few hours ago and made a public statement. I think it's the finance ministry. It's called the OBR. I can't remember what the OBR stands for. Office of Budget something, review or something like that. Okay. But Office for Budget Responsibility. What a lousy word, right? Okay. The Office for Budget Responsibility have said that the UK economy is already in recession. So there is this definition that you need 2 quarters of negative GDP before you go into recession. No. That is a rule of thumb. You know, in COVID, we didn't need to have 2 full quarters. Singapore outright declare 我们已经在 recession 了. A lot of countries all declare. Because when it's obvious until cannot obvious, you don't need to wait for 2 quarters, right? So outright, the UK government is saying that we are already in recession. Okay, I made it, we're recession already. So everybody belts tighten, go into prudence mode and things like that. I'll talk about Australia shortly. Okay, can everybody please give a like? You really go a lot to promoting video. I think more people should watch this video because there's a lot of recklessness in the property market in Singapore, which I wanted to highlight. Okay, so the more you click like, the more people will get to watch it. Okay, anyway, so the chancellor or the finance minister has already outright come out and say, okay, they say that, you know, okay, we are already in recession. Hi JC. So this is number one. So really, and they came out with a very tough budget. Surprisingly, you might think is to help everybody. No, they increased the taxes, right? So a lot of people didn't realize this, but the more fiscal policy and monetary policy are contractionary in nature, that means pull back aggregate demand, the faster inflation goes down. So UK is actually doing something right. Okay, now when they do that, something right means people suffer more. It's very, very tough to do such thing. So their Bank of England, which is a central bank, what they did was to increase the interest rate and pull back demand. What the finance minister doing right now is to increase taxes and pull back demand as well. So if this is this monetary policy and this monetary policy and this is fiscal policy, both work in the same direction, then the monetary policy don't need to be so strong. Okay, whereas in US the government are giving people money to help them, where the Federal Reserve on the other hand shoot up interest rate crazy, you know. So it's a one side fight, one side, you know, counter measure. It's actually very wrong. Now in Singapore, we fight inflation in a different way. We increase the strength of our Singapore dollar. We don't use interest rate to fight inflation. But however, it is a tough fight. Okay, so now when we increase our GST, then some aggregate demand can come down. Okay, it can help to fight some inflation, but really our main instrument to fight inflation is our exchange rate policy. Okay, but let's go back to UK. Okay, let's go to UK. So first statement is UK economy is officially in recession. Okay, first one. Second is the UK house prices has already fallen. Okay, in November and will continue to fall. Now economists are saying that the UK house prices risk a drop of up to 20%. Okay, 20%. And if I've actually done, you know, Google around, there's several estimates by ranges between 15-20%, and 20% seems to be the consensus estimate. Something about prediction of prices, when there is a consensus estimate of something is worth that thing, there is unfortunately, you know, self-fulfilling prophecy, then the prices will head towards that. Do you understand this? Prices are self-fulfilling in nature. If I think that that let's say you know, this bottle is worth $1, and if I manage to convince every father, mother, son in this country who is buying this bottle that this is worth $1, you think the seller can sell it for $1.50, right? So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So right now there is a consensus estimate somewhere hovering between 15 and 20% fall. When everybody believes in that, guess what happened? Okay, when everybody believes in that, then the fall will come. Okay, the fall will come. Now it's very dangerous when the government makes a statement like in US, I think the property prices will fall by 20%. That is as good as telling everybody, yes, we will make sure that happen, and I have the ability to make sure it happen, right? So it is quite an interesting it's quite interesting perspective. Okay, yeah. Andy, that's funny. Okay, anyway, so that was UK. Let's take a look at Canada. Canada house prices fall again, now down 10% from the peak. I don't see an estimate, but it already came down by 10%. Eric, good to see you. So Canada has fallen by 10%, US has fallen and is projected to fall by 20%. UK is projected to fall at 20%. Okay, so let's take a look at another country, Australia. Someone asked about Australia. Australian property will fall by 20%. Okay, data released by RBA. RBA stands for what? I can't remember what RBA stands for. Okay, so the RBA internal paper shows that the Bank of Australia, Reserve Bank Australia, I don't know, RBA, okay, something in Australia. Someone can help me figure out what is RBA, okay? Shows that the bank expect the prices to fall nationally by 11% by middle of next year before leveling off. Prices in Sydney and Melbourne are likely to fall by 1.5% a month throughout the rest, okay, throughout the rest of 2022, all right? So the national drop could be larger at 20% by end of 2024. So all these Reserve Bank of Australia, yes, okay. So let's take a look at. I've talked about US, I'll talk about UK, I'll talk about Canada. Let's cover big economies. Germany, okay. Germany, okay, Germany. So Germany property prices sink for the first time in 12 years. In the third quarter of 2022, prices for flats and houses fell by 0.7%, blah, 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 and basically have slowed down. Now, there are no estimates that I found, but it is some. Oh, so RBA is a central bank. If the central bank comes out and make a statement, and it's usually quite a heavy worded one, okay? Usually government will be careful with their statement when it comes to predict prices, okay? Someone say, these are Angmo country, don't worry, it won't happen in Singapore. Angmo, Angmo countries like that, right? Let's look at somewhere closer to Asia. This is Seoul, okay? This is Seoul. Seoul housing prices see the biggest monthly drop in 13 years, okay? And it's already coming down, okay? So I don't have the number itself. Seoul prices coming down, Don will see you. Seoul prices coming down. Australia prices coming down. New Zealand, I didn't show it because it's too small a country. Germany price coming, UK coming down. Canada coming down, US coming down. Okay, yes, thank you, Des. But maybe another country, something like Singapore, Hong Kong. Okay, Hong Kong. Hong Kong lagi see, okay, lagi die, okay. Goldman Sachs say Hong Kong prices could fall by 30%, okay, and so Hong Kong prices are set to plummet as much as 30%, right? So Hong Kong, you can say, oh, political unrest with China, blah 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 blah, 30%, 该死, right? Okay, should fall by 30% or things like that. So the American Investment Bank, after revising the forecast downwards on Tuesday, now expect prices to fall by 15% between 2022 and 2023, and then so on, right? So in fact, okay, right now house prices for this year for Hong Kong already down 8%. Okay, the Bloomberg headlines was Hong Kong property market is tumbling as unsold house price fall up. Of course, there is other reasons, not just of rising interest rates and COVID curve and things like this, brain drain and things like that. But you can see a global trend right now, right? Okay, so amidst all this, really this is a question that all of us asking. Can Singapore property prices defy global trends? Okay, in short, let me phrase it another way. Can Singapore property prices defy gravity? All right, defy gravity. Let me ask everybody now for a vote. Okay, do you think that the property prices will go up or go down? If you think it will go up, sorry. Do you think the property prices will go? If you think the property prices will go down, okay, say down, okay. If the property prices will stay flat, you say flat, and go up, say up, okay. Basically up, flat, or down, okay. I want to see everybody's view, okay. Property prices. Then I take another estimate, okay. Okay, so one person say up, one person say down, okay. Down, flat, okay. Down, flat, still up, okay. Down, flat, soften down, okay. Down, flat, okay. Down, flat, down but not drastic, flat, demand still outstrips supply, okay. Up, crash, down, okay. So, anecdotally right now, what we are seeing is this, okay. I'm seeing that market is split, okay, roughly 60-40. 60% say down, 40% say up. So maybe 60-40, 50-50. Yeah, we're still split. Okay, uh, okay. So yes, we do have conflicting forces at play. Okay, we do have conflicting forces at play. One of the forces at play is we got welcoming a lot of foreigners coming in, right? So when the foreigners come in, they have to buy property, they have to increase the rent. The rent forces a price, not to fall and things like that. So we can see that it is really something that, excuse me, we can see it really something that there is a counter trend. Okay, so that's something that is providing some cushioning to the property prices. Okay, now I really don't know what's the net effect, but I can give you what I think the mortgage rate will be. Okay, so Bullard actually said that in a graphic in a presentation done today, Bullard, which is the Federal Reserve representative, showed that even in the most dovish assumption, okay, the Fed rate would at least need to be around 5%, at least from a current rate of 4. So interest rate must go up by 1% for sure. Okay, for sure. So if we go up 1%, Singapore will follow. It's a global thing. We are LL, so we don't have a choice. Okay, so if we go up by 1%, we also will go up roughly 1%. Maybe even not 1%, 0.75, 0.8, or whatever the number is. So therefore, but in a stricter assumptions, okay, the recommended rates will be above 7% from the current 4. Okay, so the Fed rates right now is 4%. If it goes to 5% increase of 1%, which means our lending rates now of 4.5% will go up to 5.5 minimally. 5.5%. That day I did 2 days ago I did a simulation. I assume that max will go by 6. I cannot imagine it going up more than 6%, right? But let me tell you what the assumptions are right now, okay? The Fed say that it can go to 7%, outright declare. That's why tonight the stock market went down 7%. If you go up by 7% from the existing Fed rate of 4%, it means it go up by 3%. 3%. Our interest rate right now, the fixed rate right now is at 4.5%. If it goes up by 3%, what will it become, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, what will it become? Okay, so from 4.5%, I add 3%. Our fixed rate will go up by our fixed lending rate will go up to 7.5%. Now that is probably a pessimistic scenario, but let's just model that and see what happens, shall we? Okay, let's model that. Okay, so if your mortgage is $1 million and a lot of condo buyers are $1 million, and it used to be 1.5%, the good days last year 1.5%, and you borrow 25%, your monthly mortgage is about $4,000. Okay, 3,999, something like that. I use Property Guru a mortgage calculator. Okay, if it goes up to 7.5%, which is quite a pessimistic scenario, but it's not impossible because now the Federal Reserve outright say it. Okay, look at how much it jumped by. So from if you go to 7.5%, which is a number I didn't bother to model that day because I don't think it's possible. Now the possibility is there. Let me declare it. Okay, it will jump from $4,000 to 7.4 thousand. Okay, 7.4 thousand. When it's a number so big, it's not trivial anymore. Okay, it's not trivial anymore. Okay, there will be huge repercussion. Okay, huge repercussion. So now I don't think it will go down to that. Maybe it's not 7.5%, but maybe 6.5, 7. Okay, it's no joke. Can you all see? It's no joke. At that level, okay, I think the Singapore property prices will crash. Okay, for sure. Okay, don't crash. I shave off my head. Okay, at that level. Okay, at that level of interest rate, sure crash. Okay, sure crash. So, so really at this juncture is debatable whether the interest rate will okay, whether the interest rate will rise to 7.5%. Okay, now it's debatable. Okay, it's debatable, but for sure. Okay, let me give you now the a summary of what I just said. Okay, number one, in US, the Federal Reserve had outright say property prices, okay, can fall by up to 20%. And there are organization and economists that forecast that 15% would be conservative. Okay, in UK, a similar estimate has happened, and outright the Office for Budget Review or something like that, which is a government body, have outright say that we are already in recession. Okay, and 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 prediction of property price going down by 20% is already there. Okay, so UK US property prices will come down by 15-20% by those estimates. Okay, so let's look it aside. I'll answer all the questions later. Please ask them again later. Okay. Hey, less than half of you have given a like. What is so difficult to give a like? Can you please give a like? More people must listen to this. Okay, so when you give a like and hit subscribe and the bell, it will help a lot in promoting the video. Okay, so the next thing we need to do, okay, the next thing we need to do is to understand that not just US and UK are experiencing property price decline. Germany, Canada, Australia, Korea, and Hong Kong are already, property prices already crashing. Hello, Sally, good to see you. Are already crashing, okay, and are really crashing and can crash some more according to prediction. In the worst case, Hong Kong is predicting a crash of 30%. There's one thing that is for sure is Federal Reserve controls the interest rate rises. They control the interest rate rises, and they're now declaring that yes, I can slow down, but I will continue to increase it. In the best case scenario, 5%. The worst case scenario, 7%. If it hits 7%, our Singapore interest rate, our lending rate could go up as high as 7 or 7.5%. At that level, mortgages were close to double what you previously were paying, close to double. And if that were to happen, okay, then that's a different story altogether. Okay, that's a different story altogether. Don, any chance you'll be in Spain next week? No, I'm in Singapore. Sorry, I'll go to Korea next week. Yes. Okay. So therefore, it is something that I want everybody to be very careful and cognizant about. Though there's no need to be hero in times like this. What's wrong with just taking a more conservative stance? When it comes to stock market, you don't normally ham one time $1 million to buy something and borrow a lot of money and things like that. Most of the time we'll buy in. So if we're wrong, it's not so serious. Yeah. But in property, it's a selection risk and timing risk that goes up tremendously. You just ham in the wrong time, it can really set you back very, very far. So therefore, I would like everybody to exercise a lot of prudence when making property decisions. There's no need to be gung-ho at this point of time, okay? I don't think if you miss that condo right now in, what's that, Tampines, the one, that EC, I don't think you're going to suffer anything, what's it, the tenant or something like that, okay? Yeah, I don't know, something, why is there 5,000 people queuing up there? Are they even mad or what? It's like tenant, right? Yeah, it's like crazy madness. It's like complete ignorant or gung-ho-ness or just too rich. I don't know which is one, or plain silly or foolish. It got to be one of them, or they are seeing something I don't see. That makes me foolish. Yeah, so it is something very dangerous. Oh, Jim, you went. Okay, were there a lot of people? Yep. So were there a lot of people there? Yeah, I was told. Okay. So I think it's something that we need to exercise. Okay, 5,000 property agents. Okay. Yeah. The problem is that a lot of people think that property won't lose money. That's not true. Dragon Tan has said that. I've said that property can property can lose money, okay? Yes, property can lose money. Don't think, yeah, full house, yeah, okay? Jim said it was full house, yes. I don't know, I must be missing something, okay? Either Singaporeans are very just too rich, yeah, okay, I don't understand, okay? Okay, all right, good. Okay, so I'll take some questions right now, and please remember give a like and a full house full of property agents. I don't know about that. Yeah, okay. So I'll take some questions right now and comments. I'm happy to be I'm happy to have people disagreeing with me and have a different opinion. Okay, but usually property is something that's very emotional. So I always get very rude comments. Yeah, don't need to, okay? And if I see something rude in the past, I let it go. Now I will ban, okay? I will ban. Yeah, there's no need to be rude if you have a different opinion. Yeah. All right, good, okay? Someone asked me, Jome said my outstanding housing loan is 400K. I have enough OA plus cash to clear the loan. Do you think it's a good idea to clear the bank loan? If your bank loan is now at the out of the fixed rate, which is low, and now jump up very high, you might want to consider redeeming some of your loan. You don't need to redeem all, so it's not binary, right? Because with cash, I will consider this, okay? Cash is very powerful. You don't need to use it all. OA more restrictive. If I'm in your position, what I will do, I'm not saying you should do it, I will do is I'll use OA to clear some of it. No need all. 100,000, 200,000, I keep some, okay? But I'll conserve the cash, okay? I'll conserve the cash for some potentially good stuff. Mine is floating already, so high more than 3.4% more to come. Yeah, exactly. So you might want to consider letting go some of the loan, okay? You may not need to redeem all. High mortgage rate, Jasmine said, high mortgage rates will last maybe for 1 year, then normalize, then can buy a cheap price and tahan short term. The high mortgage rates potentially can last for more than 1 year. The problem is interest rate is very sticky. Interest rate, like all prices, tend to be sticky upwards, coming down, go up very fast, come down very slow. Have you seen anything other than stock prices, but anything you buy, prices go up, will come down very fast. This is the theory of sticky prices. It's a concept of economic theory that prices go up very fast, come down very slow. Wages is the same thing, right? Okay. If valuation of property drop, does it mean mortgage loan will be adjusted to the reduced price and owners need to top up price even? In Singapore, very rarely. In Singapore, conceptually, yes. But even in 2008, great financial crisis, and in COVID, the government really tell the banks don't do that. So I rarely see that happening. Okay. Sally said, I managed to secure 3-year fixed at 1.1% for 3 years, ending 2024. Not sure interest can recover after that. Wow, Sally, you see paying. Well done. Okay, well done. 1.15% for 3 years, ending 2024. Ending in end of 2024, early 2024. I got feeling by 2024, this crisis will more or less come to an end. If it's end of 2024, that'll be good. But if it's beginning of 2024, then you may have some tailwind left. Okay, yeah. Margin call for property is very rare. Not say no. Interest rate high will be very good for bank stock. Yes. Can you see that our bank stock our banks are going up, and our banks are now reporting very high profits. Yeah. Many China and Hong Kong gushing in Singapore, which will continue to support property prices. Yes, it is true. So therefore, we got two effects. One effect is property prices being supported by all these foreigners, and then the other effect is the high mortgage coming down. So which effect is higher? Hard to say, but it's still very difficult to defy gravity. I got fixed rate 1.08 for 3 years. Wow, you see behind. Okay, good. OCBC is plus 0.4%. Okay, right, good. Okay, so what's the OCBC share price right now? I've got 3 lots. Bought, I don't know, 2008 time. Yeah. Okay, never sell. With the $12 plus. Wow. With the latest policy of 15-month wait-out period for private property downgraders, many who want to downgrade back to HDB are stuck by no choice but to pay high rent. And yes, that is true. But I wouldn't say that's a lot of people. Okay. Mr. Lu, OCBC 2 days just launched a fixed yield of 3.4% using OA. What's your view? Yes, I think you should consider that. Yeah, you should consider that. I think it's a good thing. My take is that just wait for December, January. If you can wait out 3 months, or you don't want to forgo the 3 months of interest, wait for 3 more months. I think the interest rate will go higher because the Fed is likely to increase the interest rate by 0.5% in December. Okay. OA to clear some home loans is better than OA and endowers to invest in S&P 500 opportunity cost, but bank loan. So again, right, it's not binary, right? You can do some of everything, right? You could do some of money to redeem some loans, some money to keep for rainy day, and some to put into S&P 500. You know, that's something I will do. I'm not telling you should do that. Singapore exports dropped 5.6% October. Is the currency strong effect? Will the government taper off the SGD and cause more inflation? No. The government is very, very clear. We will maintain a strong Singapore dollar to fight inflation. That I think is very clear. Okay. Lease decay and property cooling measures. Do you see CPF retirement funds being compromised by this policy? What do you mean by that, Jake? What is CPF retirement fund being compromised? Compromise means what? Okay. I don't understand the question. Mr. Lu, do you think the HDB resale market will crash, or do you think it will be artificially supported by low HDB loan rates? No, I don't think so. It can come down. It's come down in the past. I don't think it will crash. I think it can come down and soften. I think it will. But it's just my opinion. Okay. But buy Singapore T-bills at 4% 6 months. Is it right now? T-bills at 4%? I don't know. I've not been monitoring. Okay. You have to ballot, right? Or you have to, yeah, there's some luck involved. Tell my friends OA will start going up next quarter. He says CPF loan interest will stick to 2.6%. Government will let go up. No, that's not true. There's a formula. I did a talk on that. It can go up. Yes, it takes a long time to go up. Okay. Jumi, you're welcome. I think HDB resale price will not crash because savvy buyers will choose HDB resale over. HDB has crashed before and it can crash again. Okay. Don't think the HDB will. Buyers who paid for 1.4 million for HDB are foreigners. Foreigners cannot buy HDB. Yeah, PRs can, foreigners cannot. Okay, thanks for sharing your insight. Okay, you're welcome. I'm hoping prices will come down a bit to pre-COVID level. Yes, next tender 17th November. Oh wow, TB will only know after auction. Latest is 4%. We don't know the next one. The problem is that everybody rush in, then spoil the market. Okay, yes. So yeah, that's a problem. Yeah. Singapore PR by HDB, yes. I'm in opinion that the PR, I think this Dragon Tan said before, what he's seeing on the ground is this. The rental market went up tremendously, causing a lot of the PR renters to be forced out of the rental market, and they say, yeah, I hear I got paid so much, I might as well go and buy. So they go and jump to the buying part and force the property prices up. Okay, so can you see the substitution? So that's why we have all this inviting all these foreigners to come in has distorted the property market. Okay, still I think we should be exercising some prudence in that. When will S&P 500 go up? It really went up. Okay, it's just come down. Remember, I told everybody there'll be a volatile recovery. The volatility is exactly what we're seeing now. If it crashes, isn't it a good time to buy with deferred payment scheme installment and start at 2 or 3 years later when interest rates are lower? Well, it depends. Okay. Yes. I encourage buying a property as a part of number one, for comfortable stay. Number two, as part of the asset allocation, right? That you should have some property, some stocks, some bonds, some CPF, some everything, right? So it's part of it. Yeah. But just don't buy and over allocate a hell of into it. Okay. Again, right? Everybody, 700 of you, please all give a like and click subscribe and follow. That'll go a lot. Okay. Yes. What do you think of the tech layoff will affect rental and resale market? In Singapore, Facebook has already fired a lot of people. Okay. I know that because one of my friends got fired off. He's an Ang Mo. Okay, now when they fire off, you know, he may have to find another job. The question is, can he find a job there? So I think the tech bubble has burst, the crypto market has burst. So all these are bringing down all the sibei ului, all kind of people. All this will hurt the rental market. Really, it will. But by how much, I don't know. Okay. What percentage of property, bond, equity, and cash will a person have? Very difficult to say. Really depend on familiarity. Second is really depend on your age profile and how much money you have. I would say that, you know, a good spread of it is important. More towards if you're older, okay, older like me, you know, maybe less on the high risk one and more on more stable one. If you are young, then more on the higher risk one and less on the stable one. Okay. Don't put your eggs in one basket. Absolutely, absolutely. The tech bubble burst will affect QQQ. Of course, of course, yeah, of course, yes, of course. The tech bubble, QQQ is full of Nasdaq is full of tech companies. Do you think the crash in property prices will upset Singaporeans as majority as homeowners? I don't know about you, but if I see my property, everybody's property prices half, I don't have an issue with that, you know. Now you might say, oh my god, but all this paper money, how sell one? But if I can assure my children will be able to enjoy affordable HDB, I'm actually okay. I'm actually okay. Okay? Thanks, Hazel. I really appreciate you giving a like over here. My problem right now is that this kind of asset enhancement policy of for government has brought up the prices so high. Our children cannot afford the HDB anymore. Yeah. So this exactly happened to Hong Kong right now. So the young people are very fed up because they can't afford a decent house in Hong Kong. Do you want the same thing happen in Singapore? I have no issue the property prices were to come down, crash. I got no issue with that. Okay, because if I'm staying in the same house, whether it go to 1 million, 2 million, or half a million, it really doesn't matter to me, you know. Yeah, because I can sell the house, right? Where do I move to, right? Yeah. So, okay. So, should I sell QQ too? I never believe in buying and selling, and trading. I just believe buy and hold and let it ride out. Okay. People feelings to property prices depend where one is at property ladder. I don't believe in this thing called property ladder. So if I'm rich, I must stay in a big house. If I'm poor, I will stay in the HDB and stay in a small HDB. Is that that's the public perception? Really? Okay. Yeah. So I know a few people and now follow my footsteps, but you know, you look at Warren Buffett, he stay in a very simple house. He's a billionaire, right? So he's one of my person I inspire a lot. So I feel that, you know, I think I stay with HDB is my ass is not so expensive. Yeah, I can sit in a very cheap place. Okay, do you think there's an issue when CPF reserve get very low and people are investing their funds in the stocks so I think it's very important you provide your safety net in a special account and MediSave account. You fill it up, and then compound, then you can use your OA to do whatever you want. Okay, I'm okay with that. Should people put in SSB T-bill to earn 4% interest, then buy property when they got leilong? There's no right or wrong. If you need a property, you need a property, right? So don't hold back your marriage because of that. Yeah, okay. Property crash does not impact majority of people buying houses to live, but it has speculated. That's not true. If I buy a house to stay and buy too high, yes, it will hurt me. Okay, I have no choice because HDB my only step. Okay, that's okay. I got choice. I still stay in HDB. What's wrong with this HDB? Very comfortable. Yeah, what's so uncomfortable about it? Okay, when a person is at the three-room HDB, the whole prices will drop the easy upgrade. Okay, property is your biggest asset. Well, property is an asset or liability, depends what you use with it. If you're staying with it, I don't think it's an asset, it's a liability, right? Asset by definition is defined when something put money into your pocket. A liability is something that take money out of your pocket. So, you know, if you have to pay mortgages, it's take money, it's a liability, yeah. Is it a good idea to get equity loan from a fully paid property and buy a newly property when it crash? Well, I'm not that good in this one. Maybe I'll get Dragon Tan to advise you all, okay? Yes. Uh, it's a 99-year expense, yes. Okay. I'm trying to get him to give a talk this weekend if I can. This weekend, Mr. So Chin Hing is coming over, okay? I think it's on Saturday, coming over for a talk on, a nice Q&A on on CPF and the latest environment of high interest everywhere. I think he will give his view. Okay, let's remember welcome him and join the talk. Okay, how about stay with in-law and rent out condo for investment? That would be a great thing. We can do that. That would be great, fantastic, best of both worlds. Yeah. What is the stock code for S&P 500 GSPC? Want to make sure I get the right ticker. I buy SPY for cash, but there's a lot of other VOO and what else. Okay, but I buy SPY, and using CPF I buy through Endowus, the Line Global Infinity. Okay, our children can buy direct from HDBs at BT or Flexi Plan. Yes. Okay. Yep. All right. Next. Okay. Okay. Again, 700 you please all give a like and hit subscribe. Okay. The subscribe and the bell is very important, so that you get my updates. Yeah. You create another problem and staying with your in-laws. Depends how you live with your in-laws, right? Some people love their in-law. I love my in-laws. They are wonderful people. My wife live with my father very well, so I never had an issue with that. Okay, a lot of HDB owners have B1 industrial building and commercial property. Do you think HDB owners are poor? Well, it depends. That's why there's this image. There's this image issue that condo people are atas and high class and HDB are low class. Well, HDB, the environment is dirty, people urine in the toilet, blah, 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 that kind of thing. Come on, guys. You're living in, I don't know, 1950 or 1960. Okay, I live my HDB my whole life. Yeah. Okay, I don't see an issue with that. Okay, so, yep. At one point in time, our president was staying in the HDB after kena chased away by his security forces. Yeah, he said he cannot we cannot protect you. You keep staying in HDB like that. Then the poor president got removed. President Halima got be forced out of the HDB. That was so funny. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But I think she was forced to stay. I don't know where she stays now. I'm very sure she doesn't stay in the HDB anymore, because the security people say they cannot protect her easily in the HDB. So it's actually very funny. Yeah, when President Halima was staying in HDB, or everybody was cheering, actually it's okay. What's the problem? The president, president make $1 million salaries. Yeah. Okay, so $1 million salary also stay HB, so what's the problem? Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, okay. So, shucks, it's 12:25 already, okay? Yeah, I must, yes, recommend people to read up Professor Ben's article on asset enhancement scheme. Oh, really? Maybe Art Star, you can forward the article to me. I already got acquainted with Professor Ben. I didn't know you had this article, okay? All right, good. Okay, so I hope that you find today's sharing useful. I'm sorry I always talk so late. And more important is that, go with your eyes open, know that there are global trends that are coming. Maybe Singapore will be the lone country out of, whole freaking world that can defy gravity. I don't know, maybe it's possible, okay? But please go in your eyes really wide open so that you know, okay, what you're going into, okay? Be very careful when it comes to property investment. I'm not telling you don't invest, but I want you to be careful, go in your eyes open, well-educated ones, okay? Mr. Lu, doing high interest environment, people are still going traveling? Yes. Why I know that? Because I'm trying to book air ticket is fully booked out until next year. Wow, piang. Okay, yes. Okay. Oh, the asset enhancement, the article. Oh, the article, yes, I read it and I and I talk about it before. I talk about the house. Okay, that one, yes, that one I've given a talk on it, yes. And Professor Ben was listening to my talk. I still feel so amusing. After that, we became friends. We've been talking. Yeah, it's very interesting personality. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. So with this, good night, everybody. Chiling, good night to you. Okay. Thanks for staying with me throughout the whole talk. And I hope that remember, all give a like and hit subscribe. Okay, that's very important. So that more people will watch it. Yeah, the traffic police have to stop the traffic every day for a motorcade to go in and out. Uh, it's quite tua zong, okay, for HDB dwellers. Yes, yes. Okay, so I'm trying to get Dragon Tan to come and talk and Mr. So Chin come and talk. Okay? Two very big shots in a respective field. They are very good. Yeah, HDB owners have no stress. Yeah, you know, even if the housing loan will go up to 4-5%, I don't think I have a stress. Okay. Okay. S&P 500 5,008 by this year. Wow. I don't know about that. Okay. Yes, good night. Okay, good night, everybody. Billy, good night to you. Edison, good night. Happy 888-ish. Good night to you. Okay, good night, everybody. Okay. Oh wow, Art Star said, I'm happy. I'm so glad I resisted temptation to buy a house. Yes. Great. Okay, Hazel, good night. Connie, good night. Okay. Okay, good night, Mike. Okay. Good night, everybody. Okay, really good night. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody.